So hopefully this is a final cut. Now, ordinarily, I'm usually like, I gotta get on my books. I'm so far behind, which I am kind of far behind. But I really can't read right now because I got my pupils dilated. I hope you guys can see it because minute by minute they get better and dilation goes away. But supposed to fall down here anyways. But anyways, I said the wrong word. The book's about to fall down here, and I want to stack them anyways. So let's do that. That's backwards. That's pretty embarrassing. All right, books, and I'm talking about the thing. And I'll turn that light on just to get somewhat better lighting. There we go. All right. See, I had my eye appointment. Pupils got dilated, so I can't read anyways if I want to, but I do want to read. But it's good. I gotta do this. I did bathe after this. I have my movie to watch, so I'm gonna have a pretty busy night, and I have school tomorrow morning, so I can't spend all night doing this. Ooh, I have that on. That's not good. So my phone sometimes when I I'll get a text, I leave it on, so I don't have to keep hearing the ding of it. So I can hear the whoop, but I don't hear the ding. It's really loud. So I usually leave my phone on. But I did that. Whoopsie. It's fine though, because actually it was almost fully charged, and I like to be at least at what it's at right now. So even if I don't use it too much for the rest of the day, the rest of the night, I can charge it and then not fear it overcharging. So it's like, for instance, right now it's like if I can read it right, and I can read it pretty good right now. Actually, it's almost back to normal. We're at 59%, so I can plug it in right now and it'll be ready for the morning. Anyways, Comic Haul Part 1. Now, I want to do the video today because I want it to be partial dilation. So, again, it's coming back. I keep getting interrupted, so it's even better. Even better. But anyways, let's go on with it. 4-letter worlds. This is definitely, I think, actually, I shouldn't say definitely, but it's the size, I believe it's going to be about the size of, come on, you know what the book is. You just said it to yourself. Long Hot Summer. Long Hot Summer and this are the smallest image books I own next to Valentine. For whatever reason, they want to make this book as small as possible. Now this one has like literally one book that I got, one story in here I bought this book for. Now I saved money. I got this used and it was like what, $7 I think, with free shipping. So no skin off my back. This wasn't like I was, I get this book instead. I mean, yeah, if I didn't get this one and another $7 book, I get one book instead. But I wanted this book because of the one story in here that's not included, I don't think, in the next book you'll see. But there is a Jeff Parker story and the Steve Lieber story. I think the Steve Lieber story. Yeah, the Steve Lieber story is in here. So what's the Steve Lieber story? Because that will make it even more obvious that it'll answer the question completely. Okay, so it's not included. So the story that is in the next book, I thought was included in here, and it was in both. So I didn't need this book anymore. But it turns out I do. It turns out that was money well spent. So I'll show you the interior artwork, and we'll even go to write the story that it's the Jeff Parker story that's in here that was not collected. It was not collected in the other book you'll see by him. But look how small this is. This is tiny. I have to go really close up. You guys didn't see it. I don't mind a book this small. Honestly, so I got this book a long time ago. No, I just didn't. It wasn't as long as, it would take me that long to show it off. No, I got this book a long time ago, gave it back. I was like, you know what, I'll get a refund. Then I bought it again because I was like, you know what, I have money to spare, and I've been off and on wanting this book kind of sort of, and been more comfortable having smaller books like this, so I rebought it. And also the condition I got it in initially was terrible. It was like the books, some pages were like bent into other pages, and I had to like separate them. I'm like, what the hell is this? And then I found that other book. That was the same month that I got, actually it was in May. It was that month that I got Yesterday's Tomorrow's for $7, and it was like in pretty damn good condition. Prime shipping, third-party seller, but it was still prime shipping. Bookhouse Boys, they're awesome. You should check them out. And also, and actually, the Bookhouse Boys to give me this first copy of this book, it was kind of in poor condition, and that one partially water damaged Nick Spencer book, so not always good, but used very good. You have to be a little bit wary, but you'd like you're good for. And honestly, used very good has been twice out of like the 5 times I've bought from them. I want to say 6. but I can't think of the top of my head. Anyways, it's gonna be more than 6, I think. Anyways, yeah, the Air Taste Tomorrows. There's a 200, I think actually almost 300 page. It was soft cover, sure, but it was like almost the size of a magazine. It was like a bit bigger. It was like what's a good example of it? Because I can show you guys it now. I don't want you guys thinking I got that this month, getting confused. So, oh, I'm gonna have a confusion for the next book. But anyways, I don't know. It's a bigger size book. It's like the best $7 I've ever spent. Now the book itself, I don't know, but the presentation of it and the condition of the book was the best $7 I ever spent. And I got it pretty much for free because of a refund for this $5 book. But yeah, bought this again. I'm glad I did. Now, Jeff Parker book I was talking about that has that Steve Lieber story that was included in the Four Letter Worlds anthology was, and I'm glad I didn't decide last minute to give a refund on it and like talk to third party sellers and be like, you know what, I want money back, so give back to, no, if I didn't do that, I wouldn't have done it anyways, is my replacement of Underground. Now, what's wrong with this copy? Well, the spines, one says Oni Press and one says Image Comics. The same exact book. And honestly, for the longest time, I was like, you know what? This is not Oni Press, this is Image Comics. I got this book a while ago. It was back in July, June. No, way back. Why am I saying July? It was not July. I'm thinking, because I was when I was about to get a job, and I was thinking when I got this job, the one I have right now. Not YouTube, but the para-educator job I had at school. But no, it was that 110 grill thought I had, and then they did a hiring freeze last minute, so I didn't get hired. And that was back in March, I want to say. I think it was like February or March, April. I don't remember exactly. One of those months. But I got that book back then, and I bought it too quickly. And I didn't realize until it was too late. Oh, shit. It's Oni Press, not Image. Because for whatever reason, Jeff Parker was like, new printing, new publisher. No idea why he did that. But he did, and it pissed me off. And for the longest time it did. And I only got, and even then I was like, you know what, this is an Image book. I know it says Oni Press, but it's Image. I have it on my Image shelf. It's an Image book. It was originally published by Image. But now I have the Image Comics printing of Underground. Now, both of these are, I think of these same exact pages. This one is definitely the one I'm going to read from, because this one feels like a bit cheaper. You can definitely tell that this one is the older printing, and this one is the newer printing. I do plan, actually, the more I think about it, and then when I actually do read this book, I will do an Uncanny Omar, near my condition ass overview of it. I go over the new printing and the old printing, and then like a minor differences, whatever. I'll do like a full-fledged version of that once I read Underground. But anyways, same amount of pages, and all 5 issues are collected in the mini-series, plus the 2 bonus stories. Actually 1 bonus story, sorry. Underground Fell. And there is actually, I hate to say it, because I think there was 2 stories in here, so I could have, I might be taking back what I said. No, this is still, never mind. Yeah, it's all black and white for Four Letter Worlds anyways, so why would I think that was 2 bonus stories when the book is already 5 issues, 128 pages, has a bonus story in it? I'm trying to talk about dog barking, my fucking dog barking. But then, why would I think that was more? I don't know why I thought that, but here we are. Now, Four Letter Worlds, like, going back to what I was saying before there, having 5 pages of extra book of Jeff Parker, that's worth $5 and paying $1 a page? No, it really isn't. But it's so cheap, it's a good enough, and again, like I said, it was like, it's worth it. It's not like I'm paying full price for the book. Why the hell not? If I was paying a $16.99 for it, I would say, and it was the only price I could get, I couldn't get it cheaper, I'd say hell no. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna care about it. But it's the last thing I needed from Jeff Parker for Image Comics. I think there's one more thing he did. I think there was another anthology, but they don't have a trade paperback print thing. So when that comes up, I go by the Spawn rule if it doesn't count. Alright, so moving on, we have a Grounded by Mark Sable. Now, I want to ground HPB Blue for sending me a copy that's in pretty bad beat-up condition. This is used like new, by the way. Now, is it the seller's fault, or is it the shipper's fault? Like USPS, like someone sat in it, someone bunched up too much, it was just the way that it happened. I don't know. But I really hate half price books in general. They're the worst third party seller ever. Worst third party seller ever. Yeah, Emerald is fine. You know, Emerald's pretty good. And there's so many of them. Like there's two half price books Inc. There's HPB Inc. and Half Price Books Inc. One's called, you know, they're called different things. One's called HPB and one's called Half Price Books. Two of the same one. And there's Emerald, Ruby. Ruby's the worst. Ruby's awful. Ruby, they gave me a book and it was like 14 days. And it wasn't like it came from like China or anything like that. It came from the same place other books have come in. And I've gotten it at half that at worst. And then when it finally came in, then the day before they're like, we lost it. It's at the wrong place. It's still in your state at least, but wrong town. I'm like, what the hell? So I never bought them there again. I think I did it one time after, but I had to. Like there's no other choice. Of course, the 37th cut and the dog barks. The mad dog. She's like literally a leaf will blow in the wind and she'll freak out like someone's intruding at the house. We're only gonna be happy about it when there's an intruder and she warns us beforehand. If anything bad happens. Alright, anyways, so yeah, Underground was 5 issues. Grounded, I believe, is also a 5-issue miniseries. Why am I pulling that? I hate that when I'm trying to grab the books and like I do this. I'm picking it up and I do this. I hate that so fucking much. It's fine when there's a book that's like a library book that's already like in a condition. But it's a book I'm trying to keep in perfect condition, like any of my Image books. It's so annoying. I'm OCD about it, definitely, about the conditions of my books. But it's just cosmetic for Grounded. It's not going to affect the book, the actual reading the book. But it's just like, come on, guys. I get you from a third-party seller for a reason. Yeah, all the half-price books are kind of annoying. Just the shipping is kind of annoying. And the last time I got a half-price books book, it was the Couriers and the binding fell apart. I didn't get a second copy of the same book. So yeah, half-price books, they're last resort. Last resort. And this isn't making sense. And this one isn't as big a deal. But if I order 2 books, I order Grounded and I order Underground. They don't put in the same exact half-price books. They don't put them both in the same box. No, they put one in one box, one in the other box. You know, maybe you'll get one on Monday when it's supposed to get on Tuesday, and the other one will come in on Tuesday. Thankfully, it's only been like a day before, so yeah, I get a book early. That's cool, but it's like a little cheat. Like it's you don't get the other books if you have the same book package. You get both the same day. It's like what the hell? Why even do that to begin with? It's like a huge, unnecessary, not worry, but like it just causes so much. It's unnecessary stress. You know, it's like I should not be stressing out more than if it was from Amazon themselves. Because I don't like buying from Amazon themselves sometimes, because sometimes the shipping can be awful. Like they don't put anything. They usually don't put any like packing peanuts or anything in it, so it's like bare. There's nothing in that package except for your book. So sometimes all bent corners and tears in here and there. I remember getting the Strange Girl compendium, and this entire thing was taken off. Like not even like bunched up, just taken off completely. That was the worst ever condition of a book. That's the worst ever condition that Amazon's ever sent me a book in. And I got to replace it right then and there. But like, yeah, I definitely do like getting books from third-party sellers. But Wonder Book and they're almost all the other ones are better. And half-price books, Emerald is pretty fast too. But yeah, pretty much every third-party seller on Amazon is good. Thrift books, time will tell, because one of the last books I'm waiting on is from thrift books. But for the most part, pretty much all the third-party sellers on Amazon are pretty good. But one of the thrift books I got used very good. It was last month. You can check that book. Check that book. You can check that video and show off that book. I actually implore you do. It was the complete December haul. So watch that video. I will probably, if I can remember to, put it in an end card here for your convenience. But it was like such poor condition. It was used good condition. There's no way you can tell me that it was anything but. And they lied to me and said it was used very good. And that was the thrift books one. And thrift books and half price books, I think are the same exact company. Like they're basically, it's like how Fox is owned by Disney now. It's kind of like that. I think one owns the other. Because I remember them having a half price book packaging for thrift books. I think vice versa. So there you go. Yeah, now we're on to Fearless, also written by Mark Sable. Okay, I'm going way too fast. We're going way too fast. We are, like, I don't know what we're doing, but this is terrible. I'm rushing. I apparently have a deadline to meet. Alright, so let's slow down, because I'm being way too far ahead of myself. Let's go back to Four Other Worlds. I will show you the intro I did already. Let's go back to Underground, the Image Comics copy. And we'll do both. We'll do both. So you guys can see the difference early. So this is the Oni press printing. Here is the interior artwork, which is done by Steve Lieber. And Ron Chan, where's the letterer? Yeah, I'm going way too fast. Yep, colored by Ron Chan. Sometimes you get a different colorist and you do artist. Is Ron Chan even in this one? Yes. So same exact creative team for the Image Comics printing. I sure tried to find the same exact page, but I didn't. But here you go. When I do my actual overview, I will try and have it at the same pages when I'm doing the overview differences. And then Grounded, the artist is, I can pretty much read this all. Paul Azaceta, I can pretty much read it all. I don't have to like zoom in or like, do a little side view. I can pretty much read it all now. So yeah, artist Paul Azaceta, colored by Nick Filardi. And honestly, if I bunch up like this, I can't tell there's a difference. There's a difference. There's a blemish. And honestly, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. So be it. I have my copy of Injection, Volume 1 by Warren Ellis, has pretty much the same blemish, but I would argue even worse. I'm used to it, but it still does not mean it's at all a good thing, or it's at all, like, I should be, fine with it. But anyways, the next book is Fearless, also by Mark Sable, but drawn by... Oh, of course. Co-author. God, I hate that. Like, I don't mind if I look up the book and it says it right then and there. Now, I didn't check this one. I don't usually have to check, but, like, I hate when, like, Amazon will say, oh, no, Mark Sable's written it, here's the artist. But when they don't even say there's a co-author, that pisses me off. And I find out when I've already bought the book. Now, why does that piss me off? Come on now. Now, why does that piss me off? Well, it turns out that for a book like, goddamn dog, for Pigs, there was that book that I got by Nate Cosby. I got it as Nate Cosby. Oh, nice. He's only done this for Image. And I think it's the only thing he'd ever done, except for, no, it's the only thing a different Image. That was the joke. That wasn't right. That wasn't true. But the co-author was... it was a funny name. It wasn't Steve McCool. Ben McCool. And Ben McCool has done a bunch more for Image. So I was like, okay, when I read Pigs and I really like it, who do I say is it good because Nate Cosby wrote it or because Ben McCool wrote it? Really weird thing I know makes no sense to people, and that just goes to show how OCD and how much of a completist I am, but really makes me angry. Now, sometimes I will just ignore it completely and say, hey, it says Nate Cosby as the top writer, but even then, I don't go so far. But anyways, Mark Sable and David Roth did the story. Art is done by P.J. Holden, and we yet again have colors by Nick Filardi. And this one technically was a long time coming to get the rest of the Mark Sable books. We have one more that hasn't come in yet, and that is Hazed, which got a 1.9 on Goodreads. Apparently it's not a good book, but I want the rest of Mark Sable's books, apparently. A lot of this is just like house cleaning. What do you call it? Like just like completing things. It's being like, you know what? I want this. I want that one. We're not gonna care anymore. All right, moving on. Next up, we have. I think this is an OGN too. Yes, it is. Is Dandelion by Sabir Perzada. Art work. Oh, I can't read that. That's terrible font there. Martin Morzaro and Vanessa Del Rey are the artists, and I don't know about Eric Koda. Is he the colorist or what? I can't read that. You'll have to find out in our next video, or next installment of you'll have to find out in when I do the complete graphic novel haul, or no, complete graphic novel haul. Complete graphic novel haul for January. This is part 1. I'll be doing part 2 of the rest of the books that haven't come in yet, and then complete. Because I sometimes I don't like doing it all at once, like showing all the books at once, and like, okay, what's the point of you guys not pitching in, tuning in for the complete January haul. Like, what's the point of that, you know? And then, yeah, I can just watch part 1 and part 2 and then still ask yourself the same question. But sometimes a complete graphic novel haul is just a completely, like just refurbished, complete, like, every mistake I've made that I want to rectify. I rectify those mistakes, and, like, it's completely brand spanking new, like, cleaned version. I use another word I can't think of right now. Polished. A completely polished version of that video. Like, say I forget to show interior artwork for a book, and I realized that when I uploaded it. Well, there you go. Complete January 2025 graphic novel haul will have all those mistakes rectified. Sometimes I make mistakes there too, like I don't mention one thing I forgot to mention I mentioned before or anything like that, or something like that. But usually it's a completely polished version. Because this one, I'm allowed to make mistakes here. Like I just did. I'm allowed to do that because I had to say, like, to myself, hey, you know what? You got part 2, and sorry, not part 2. See, always making mistakes. You got the complete graphic novel haul to rectify what mistakes and to not stutter so much. There you go. Now, I'm gonna not try it all for part 1. God, no. Because it could end up being that part 1 and part 2 are just so damn good that I enlist the help of my cousin who's great at that. He merges part 1 and part 2, and I upload it as the complete graphic novel haul. And maybe I have him edit in something special, so there's something special to you guys who have already seen part 1 and part 2. But that hasn't happened yet. And it will not happen now. This one was a long time coming. This is Shannon Wheeler's Memoirs of a Very Stable Genius. Now, this one, at first, it's like, oh, that's pretty cool, you know, it's like a comic strip, it's a memoir, oh, that's pretty neat, oh, cool. And then, yeah, and it's the artwork is really, like, it's like comic strip. It's really going for that comic strip style. And then they just have this for a lot of pages. This right here. Now, cool. And that is totally worth $14.99. But it wasn't all of it. You get a little bit longer, and then you get this. It's full color. Cool. And honestly, it looks like there's a lot of dialogue here. So maybe after a while, I'll be happy to go back to all of this. But yeah, it didn't like that. I felt that was kind of a complete waste of money. I know it's stupid, but if I'm paying money for a book, I want it to be like an actual... If I'm paying money for a graphic novel, I want it to look like a graphic novel. At the very least, to have the 9 panel grid. To have the usual 6 to 4 to 6 panel grid. You know, that usually, however, every other comic book looks like in panel wise, I want this to look that same exact same. But I decided after a while, you know what? We're gonna get this book. The only reason why we don't want this book is for a stupid reason. Let's get this book. We got that other book that's kind of like this, that was more comic strippy humor, like doesn't actually it's like a memoir kind of comic strip, like that kind of feel to it. With and it wasn't even memoir. Actually, it was. I believe it was. With good comics for bad people, which is completely out of print on Amazon. I'm so glad I got that when I did, because that's like, you can get that anywhere now on Amazon. You can get it from Amazon, you can get it third party. So I just say completely unavailable. Get the Kindle version. The Kindle version is pretty expensive. Right, moving on. Next up, we have the 10-issue maxi series. So 5 issues per. So I'm not gonna say volume 1 collects one. Each volume collects 5 issues of Tokyo Ghost. Tokyo Ghost Volume 1, The Atomic Garden. Yes, I wish I got the hardcover when I could have, but I didn't, because I waited way too damn long. And then Tokyo Ghost Volume 2. Come join us. Why was this such a long time coming when I'm about to say about the book? Well, Completus in Me. Completus in Me was like, wait till you get everything by Rick Remender and you spend like a bunch of money. Because I think to get everything I need by Rick Remender, even back in the day, that would have been a whole birthday haul's worth of books. And maybe I would have gone a little bit more. That wasn't from like aunts and uncles, from myself. I would have gone a little bit more with my parents' budget, like maybe a couple more books. But now it would have to be everything. I'm gonna have to like literally everything, even aunts and uncles, and I had to like go to great aunt Sally that I haven't seen in 5 years and be like, hey, this book, it's only $10, my birthday's coming up. Ordinarily, when ask this, oh, Rick Remender has 4,000 other comics coming out because he signed a huge deal for Image, so he's never gonna stop writing for Image. So I think you have everything that he has for Image is completely stupid. Okay, you know what? Never mind. And I decided at that point we're getting Tokyo Ghost. Rick Remender's never gonna stop writing for Image until he dies, and even at that point, he probably has a bunch in his basement. So they'll be cleaning out his house, going to an estate sale, and they'll find all his scripts for the next 15,000 issues of The Sacrificers, and then his other 5,000 books he's writing that aren't miniseries. I know one is. I think Holy Roller was like, what, 9 issues? I could be wrong, though. I know 9 issues, or there's a 9-issue trade out of there, so you would imagine, yes, it is a 9-issue miniseries. But I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure it is, though. But anyways, so he has like a bunch coming out, and I was like, the completeness to me is saying, just get Tokyo Ghost. It's a book you liked. The hardcover's out of print now. Get the hardcovers. Get the soft covers. Who the hell cares? So I got them. Now let's show the interior artwork, and the artwork here is done by Sean Murphy, the great Sean Murphy, with colors done by Matt Hollingsworth. There's a lot of colors. Colors is the one thing in comics I do kind of feel like I would not completely fault people for being like, oh, colors? What's the point of that? You know, anyone can color. You know, like, they're probably not as appreciated as an artist is. And I can completely understand the reason for why. Okay, 26 minutes. We gotta get a little bit fast in this. It should not be as long as the complete graphic novel haul, but let me have all the books. Hadrian's Wall, all 6 issues, I believe. Thick ass book. Kyle Higgins and Alex Siegel story. Here's a story Alex Siegel does. That's pretty cool. Rod Reeves is the artwork. I think because Alex Siegel hasn't done a lot other for Image, so it's like, that's kind of cool. I could be wrong though. Eduardo Fergado does the additional artwork. Tony Pateri. Okay, that's the letters. Never mind. I don't usually credit the letterer. I know, blasphemy for 2 of you. All 2 of you who care about letterers and comics. I do too. I like the curved A that was present in a lot of Grant Morrison's Batman run. Like a little curved A. I kind of like that aesthetic to it. And I like the uppercase, lowercase, like how you actually type. For that they do that for all the Ultimate books. So it's like, you know how you don't type in all in caps unless you're yelling at the person. You type in first letter of the sentence is in uppercase, and the rest are lowercase. Period. That I like. I know I could just show you what I mean because I have plenty of Ultimate books to show off, but again, don't want to confuse anybody who's just going boop 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 boop. Skip 10, skip 10. I mean, the video is almost 30 minutes long. I do not mind or fault you guys for doing that. I do the same. Some of you guys don't want to hear me prattle on about nonsense. Some of you do, though. I'm glad that some of you guys do. One of you guys said you like the longer videos, so I'm just gonna prattle on. No, you guys can tell at this point if you've been, and the guy that had said that has been a fan of this channel for a long time, so he definitely knows that I like to prattle on, and I will not stop doing that. Sometimes I really like doing it, like I'm telling a story, like, oh, Hadrian's Wall, I first got this book, or first read this book at this date, and I remember that, and I can tell you a whole story behind it, because sometimes I do have a story to tell. So this one I did read a long time ago. I didn't really like it, but it was cheap. No, I'm just going completely haywire on the library had it, now I have it in my personal collection. And I want to do at least a few every month, at least one every month. And we're running on empty at this point, so I'm like, you know what? I don't even have everything by Kyle Higgins, nor do I think I ever will. So let's still get this. Next one I do, when Cowl Volume 3 comes out, or Cowl 1944, whatever they call it, but Cowl Volume 3, when that one comes out, I have read the first 2 volumes. I think it's my local library, so I'll be doing that. I'll be getting that in March. If that whatever still stands, the release date. So I want to say this is 6 issues, but it could also be 8. I can't see because it's still, I can't see really small print. My pupils are still dilated to the point I can't see really small print, unfortunately. Oh, and artwork. I know I already did it, but I feel like I didn't do it, so I'm going to show it off again. I think it's 8 issues. I should look it up. So this next one is, we'll do it at the end. This next one is not even a comic book. I got this. So this is one book that hasn't come in. It's another Ken Miura book called Henshin. But he also did a literal art book called Zero, and it's just all the artwork he did. This is all it is. This is pretty cool, but this is an actual. This actually looks like an actual story. Oh, nice. See, got panels. That's a comic book. No words, but actually actual. Yeah. So this is a story. But a lot of it is just this. It's just this. Like, oh, he did some covers. He did some pinups. I don't usually care about this stuff, and honestly, the only reason I got this is because. And I will not continue this trend. And it was cheap. I got them. This was used very good. Gem City Books, Ohio. You get my seal of approval. You've not let me down once yet. And that's used very good. That's a condition used like new. You can't. You could lie to me and say, "Oh yeah, used like new," and I'd not bat an eye. All right. Now on to the last 3 books, which are the ones that I did not get last month because one was out of print and it was ridiculously expensive. Well, not ridiculously expensive, but pretty expensive and ridiculously long shipping speed. It was like, where are you guys coming from? The UK? It's really annoying. So the first one up is the rest of these are all written by Robbie Morrison. Not Grant Morrison and not even Robbie Williams, Robbie Morrison. First one up is Heretic. So we're doing an unboxing. This is why I did part 1. I also didn't. Part of me was like, you know what? Let's just do it tonight. You're not doing anything else tonight except watching a movie, maybe. Honestly, it's getting kind of late. I gotta go to bathe, so that's why I gotta get going. I gotta stop prattling on. Oh, and if you needed a reason to hate Amazon, they fuck up a hardcover, very small blemish, but all you guys do know ring Amazon. And honestly, this one did have protective wrap over it, so not this wrap. I mean, like packing peanuts wrap. It wasn't packing peanuts. It was like that, that cardboard, whatever hell you want to call it. Artist is Charlie Adler. See, this can read it perfectly fine. Like I don't even have to like side eye it at all. Yeah, I know. I said a Gen Z, not a Gen Z. I said a Gen Alpha word, but that's the only way I can think of to describe it. There's the artwork for Heretic. This was one that I had seen. I was doing. You can actually see it, like me doing it live. It was on a Legion's Lair pop culture live stream, which I would implore all you guys to watch, whether or not I'm on it. And I will tell you guys if I'm on it, I will make a post on it. Last minute, sure, but I will make a post on it. It's because the only reason why I don't do it every week is because he's doing all that work. Not planned. It's when he plans it, and that's fine. But if I have a day, like the last time I did it, was a few days after Christmas. I had that Friday off, so I was able to join that live stream, and that was really nice. I like joining them, even if I'm not talking as much as I am in the video like right now. It is still nice to be there because you feel like you're part of a community. But anyways, in the one that was one of the ones for, because I took a personal day, and that was a Friday. And that was on that live stream. I think it was the one where it was a holiday. It was the day after Thanksgiving. And I'm going on Amazon because I was looking up to see if they had the Dune graphic novel. That was how far back it was. And it was that far back. But anyways, and then I had come across Heretic, and I was like, hey, what's this book? Is this the only Robbie Morrison book? No, he has 2 more he's done for Image Comics. But that's it. Let's put that on the Christmas list, and then I can put these away. I just had to sacrifice some other books. I couldn't get those other books. I think at the last minute I put those ones back on. I think might have been on, I don't remember. But ultimately, I had to sacrifice those. And it was kind of annoying, but whatever. But now I got Heretic by Robbie Morrison. And the next one, and also drawn by Charlie Adler, is White Death. Now, these are all original graphic novels. Nothing is collected. It's just all in one. There's the longest time there wasn't any dialogue. I was like, what the hell? Is this technically an art book too? This is a war comic. I don't always like those, but this one's interesting. And it was Ryan Morrison. Now, why do I do this thing where I'm like, I don't even know who Ryan Morrison is, but I want to get everything he's done for Image? I don't know either. Moving on. Traces of the Great War is another anthology. He's done one story in here, and wouldn't it be nice if the rest of them were just like ones that hadn't done anything for Image? I can't wait to read it. Alright. So I'll show you artwork for Traces of the Great War. Now what's funny about this one is this one is also used very good. But other than the little bent corners, you really can't tell. That's why I like buying from third-party sellers. Alright, that's it. Oh no, what was the... Was this the one I had paid full price? I almost feel like I paid full price. Because it was already pretty expensive. Yeah, don't have a price here? Oh, it's free for Veterans Day. No, it's right here. $16.99. Oh my... Best advertisement ever for Image. Not that thick a book, but awesome presentation with a hardcover. You get a ribbon, and it's only $16.99, and it's a hardcover. Best advertisement ever for why I get a bunch of Image books. And also just the crazy, almost flawless streak I have with their stuff. There was a time, like you saw like a while ago. If you've been a fan of my channel for a long time, you will know for a while there, from my library, I was almost getting nothing but Image. I went completely crazy. And that's why I'm just now getting caught up with the library had it, now I own it, my personal collection kind of books. And like I can probably count on one hand the amount of comics I've read I didn't like. There was Codename Babushka, which I've never reread, so let's say that was the worst one. Mother of Madness, which I had not reread, but I think it was just boring. It wasn't even fun bad like how Man Eaters is. It was just boring bad, but also is annoying with its messaging. But even that one was like I think if I read it again, I'll like it a lot more. So even then, it's like it's a tool making it. I have a billion I've read. So yeah, Image for life. Now, honestly, it's not. It's just the way the cookie crumbled. If I had read Paul Cornell's I Walk with Monsters, I believe that is... What publisher is that? Not Mad Cave. One of those ones. But I would have said, hey, what's the publisher? Okay, this is the publisher. Okay, we're getting nothing but that publisher. It was just the way the cookie crumbled. And honestly, I think I was also thinking Invincible, too. Because I wanted to get the Invincible Compendiums. And I was like, that month, I was back in May 2022. So I was like, you know what? I've been getting Image books this month also. It's honestly, this is the real reason, I would say. So back in May of 2022, I realized, hey, when I was thinking of when to get to my birthday, I was like, hey, coincidentally enough, the books I've gotten so far this month are all by Image. I also want the Invincible Compendiums really bad. That started. I haven't looked back since. Alright, that, as I say, is that. It's a 30-minute video. Way too long for going over 5 books. 38 minutes. My God. I'm going to top this one for the next video. I don't know. It's going to be an hour. But yeah, I think I have prattled on enough. I've gabbed and gabbed and gabbed and gabbed. Well, we're done.